Hello everyone, this is Raptorial, finally taking a little bit of a break from political talk, and talking about the Legend of the Five Rings core story number 4, featuring the Crab Clan, Dark Hands of Heaven. As usual, hopefully always, I'll be putting the link to where you can download the short fiction story for free at the Legend of the Five Rings website. So, let's jump in and take a look. Meanwhile, to the far southeast, we shift our focus to the Kaiu Wall. Also known as the Carpenter Wall, it was built by the ancient Crab Clan of Rokugan as a defensive barrier against the hordes of demons and walking dead of the Shadowlands. It's very similar to the Wall of the Night's Watch in Game of Thrones, except the Kaiu Wall has an entire clan of the Emerald Empire, multiple families of samurai and shugenja charged with its keeping. The Role of the Crab. The warrior Hida Kisada looks out upon the vast force he now faces, then turns to speak with his children. The elder boy, Yakumo, thinks that the Dark Army will be easy to crush, while the younger, Tsukune, notices something unusual in the goblins and demons arranging themselves in an organized legion. Children quaking at the sight of goblins, Oushi says. Dude, goblins are trouble in big numbers. Ever play Magic the Gathering? Or listened to Hall of the Mountain King? I guess not in fantasy feudal Japan, no. Yet their father, Kisada, also notices that their organized formations are something to be suspicious of. There's a conversation between Kisada and a woman named Kaiu Shihobu, who is a construction and repair type bushi on the Carpenter Wall, and she gives Kisada a report on repair and siege effort progress. The Crab have been sending messages to the Emperor for reinforcements, but they always receive a similar, beautifully calligraphied message saying they regret not being able to send aid at the time, for supplies, for troops, for jade. Oh, I should explain that in this universe, jade is a talisman against evil, against the evil taint of the Shadowlands, and the demonic and undead creatures that dwell there. Yakumo slams his war club in exasperation and roars, "I shall go to Otosan Uchi myself and demand what we are owed as the protectors of Rokugan." Otosan Uchi is the capital city of the Emerald Empire itself. So there's some length of the story where the Crab Clan champion and daimyo decide how to divide their efforts along the maintaining and defense of the Kaiu Wall. When the Crab forces have organized and allocated said efforts to the best of their ability, they're very strained on resources right now, but they are the protectors of the Empire. They're going to do their best. Hida Kisada stands among his army and draws his gunbai. A gunbai is a samurai war fan. The battle against the Shadowlands hordes resumes, and Kisada's gunbai slices through goblins and bakemono. They then are confronted by an onikage. This is an illustration of an onikage from the discontinued out-of-print Oriental Adventures that was that was written and illustrated long ago for the original Rokugan setting. And they appear on the battlefield being ridden by undead samurai. Known as the Lost, the undead samurai upon their onikage clash with the crab troops like a meteor. Bodies scatter, and then, from a crack in the ground, rises a gigantic oni. The oni roars, "Crab champion! You and your troops will fall. I will take great joy in tearing off your limbs and devouring you alive like the meat you are." The next few pages detail an epic battle between Kisada and the Oni, and in the background, the crab forces shatter the Shadowland forces back until they retreat to make way for the firing of the catapults. There is, in the story's conclusion, a discussion between Hida Kisada and his son about proclamations of strength. All warriors start out as brash and confident, and it takes the adversity and wearing of real war to temper them into humility and pragmatism. It's an arc that all soldiers go through, and in times of knights and samurai, many young men would be apprenticed to their fathers. If you look at Jedi training in Star Wars, a Master-Padawan relationship is much the same. Masters become the warrior and scholar parents of their apprentices, starting from the Padawan's early teenage years, when most are first chosen by masters, and nurtured throughout the process of adolescence to adulthood. If you want excellent examples of this parent and child-esque relationship being formed and tested, along with the lessons of life struggles, you can turn to the Jedi Apprentice series, and books like Rogue Planet, and even the bond between Kanan Jarrus and Ezra Bridger in Star Wars Rebels. The great thing about the parent-to-child passing of knowledge and skills chain is that when the stable family unit can be maintained throughout the generations and the ages, it's a bond that has built not only throughout the individual's lives, but also through decades, centuries. But when the family unit is destroyed, as it has been all over the world, not yet in the Far East and cultures, or I should say subcultures originating from, we'll see how long they can hold out. When the family is destroyed, so is trust between the generations, and imminent disaster inevitably follows in the coming decades. So the battle ends with a narrow Crab Clan victory, though they lost many valuable soldiers. And as preparations begin for tending to the wounded, honoring the dead, Kisada wonders, will all of Rokugan have to be set in flame and smoke until the Emperor takes notice of the situation?